How many went to the last reunion? If you recall the last reunion, they asked for volunteers for the board, and I said I would not mind being a member of the board. And before dinner was over, I was notified that I was the chair of the board. I'm an AW. We usually had foreplay involved with things like that. Excuse me, ladies. A few things that come up. The first thing I brought up downstairs was because I've been involved in boards in a lot of places since I got out of the Navy, and we don't have bylaws. And you expect a lot from the board and the board members, but we need to be able to hold them to something. You're holding me prisoner because I signed the contract for the hotel. And they got my name, but it was as president, as chair of the board. But there's nothing holding them to that. So I am going to draft I'm going to draft up the bylaws. We will submit them through the board. We'll smooth them up. We'll submit them to the membership, and then the next reunion they'll be voted on at that point. Anybody got any complaints or recommendations or anything on that? Please speak up.
Adopted.
Adopted. Yes, so hard to please. First and second.
Okay. You see how fast we made you chairman.
I, about a year ago, was trying to negotiate hotel and room rates for San Diego. And then all of a sudden somebody got very vocal that, no, we didn't vote on that. I was under the impression San Diego was committed for the next reunion. It's up to you. We're going to go to the West Coast, okay? We just had a discussion with Donna, the representative for Armed Forces Reunions, and she briefed us, the board, the present members anyway, as to what the benefits were of some various locations. Does anybody have any input or recommendations for sites on the West Coast? Anybody?
San Diego. Most of us trained in San Diego. Most of us trained in San Diego at some point.
Yeah.
For a hotel.
And shots will recover you. So. What was the hotel that they used down there?
Crown Plaza.
The Crown Plaza, which you used at the last one you did in San Diego. It's on Hotel Row. It's got a lot of accessibility. Speaking of accessibility, Kathy brought the point up. From here on out, when we announce our reunions and everything, we need to know up front early. So for our planning purposes, if we need accessibility, handicap accessibility, we can get those commitments made and have the transportation locked in for the reunion. Okay? Like Donna said, we can't just arbitrarily do it because other people need it and they're limited in the number of vehicles they have. So if we've got that requirement up front, then we'll be locked in good. The other issue is I'd like an input or recommendations for the following, the 2021 reunion, which would be in mid-country. I know you haven't given any thought, but does anybody have any pops in mind on that?
Last time this came up, somebody said Chicago.
It's Tennessee.
How about Branson? We gotta get one Branson.
Okay, I heard Chicago, and somebody say what, Branson?
Yeah.
Kansas City.
We did discuss in Kansas City, and she said it was really expensive, hard to do Kansas City.
Millington's still open.
Based on a group our size, and we looked at past reunions. We went back to New Orleans, Jacksonville, Seattle, and you said previous San Diego.
Yeah.
And we looked. I mean, other than the previous San Diego one, everything went from a high. We've been steadily going down in size, and San Diego we've got no problem with because they don't have the attrition rate requirement where we were lucked out this time. This hotel changed management 2 weeks ago, and we had locked in for the same number of rooms we had in New Orleans.
Oh.
But we were lucky we didn't get penalized because They threw that under the rug. Thank God.
Okay.
So these are things that we need to consider. She suggested, from her experience with people in the mid-country, Minneapolis, Colorado Springs, San Antonio, Dayton, and St. Louis. So when you look at those, what's around, Dayton's got the Air Force Museum, very large, very impressive, very
That's
free.
about it.
Okay. San Antonio, the hotel she uses is down on the river, or the river walk, or whatever it is there. Okay, there's a lot there. Colorado Springs, we've got the Air Force Academy, and that influence there.
You guys can go, we can go laugh at them. I mean, come on, they think they're in the military.
I was there for my niece's graduation class of 2000, and it was impressive, but it was not enough to go back.
Yeah.
And if you're not there for graduation, then there's not a lot there. There were some Navy guys at the academy, students that were going to graduate and go to the Navy, and they had something for a parade, and it was a submarine they built and all that. Oh, well, it was great, but they got penalized for that. But they were out there on the damn lawn and that thing for 2 days.
As an AW, you are probably
I like
biased.
mountains.
I was throwing rocks. Okay, so let's first say, is there anybody objecting to San Diego for 2019?
No, but
Raise an arm.
how about the
Everybody's
hotel-
arms in a sling, right?
Go ahead.
What about the hotel accommodations in some place like Reno or Las Vegas? Is that close enough to the West Coast? People from LA drive up to Las Vegas for the weekend.
Yeah, but San Diego's a lot of
we-
fun.
Hotel accommodations.
What do you plan on doing there?
Well, I don't know.
Blackjack, craps.
Can't talk about it.
Chino.
You're
right.
I don't know.
There's a lot of your shipmates that did not come here because of the lack of Navy tours. Okay, the ones I went, everything I went to, I was impressed.
I
enjoyed
see
it.
a lot of gray hair around here. We're not done with the walking age.
Well, that's been a discussion item too, and it goes back to the handicap thing. You don't know how many canes we're going to have come out next time. But so San Diego's in. Yes, Reno and and Las Vegas were considered West Coast in our thoughts and everything. But the bottom line is, something that hurt us is if we lock into a hotel back there for $90 a room or $80 a room. It's arbitrary numbers. How many guys got cell phones? They're going to search for a cheaper room in Las Vegas. So now all of a sudden, we may have a whole bunch of people here, but they're not staying in the hotel at the group rate. Therefore, the group suffers. Okay, these are things that you got to consider in the thought process. Yeah, I might be able to find something cheaper somewhere else, but it's the group was going to bite it.
I volunteered to get Eddie a ride from San Diego up to Vegas.
One of the things that they've considered in getting us the group rate includes this hospitality room, being able to bring in our own booze for the parties, conference room for our meeting, and all that type of thing.
The breakfast.
The breakfast were included.
Actually, I think we all need to commend the Sheridan. I mean, if you think, we think the price were a little high on the rooms, but you've had your free breakfast. This shuttle taking you everywhere is wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, we've been paying Ubers or taxis for everywhere we wanted to go without it. So it kind of brings that price down.
It does. Yeah.
We need to all give them a good.
Put her down Put her down as a keeper.
You're now vice president.
Welcome to the board.
Be chairman tomorrow.
Nobody knows my name.
Went to New Orleans. We got, in a gentleman's way, we got hosed
Killed, not hosed.
because of their rules. Not because of what we wanted to do. What we get away with here by bringing our own booze in, and you'll see tonight we're having wine at the tables. And yes, we do charge for a little bit of that to try to offset so we don't lose money. But a lot of places will not let you do that. New Orleans is one of them. And I was not at Seattle, so I couldn't speak up, but I'm very familiar with the problems that you have in New Orleans, having been there many times. But you don't negotiate with the hotels. They negotiate with you.
Tell you.
And so, no, because in Fort Worth, we got everything we wanted, plus more. We got more than what we wanted. Jacksonville, we got almost everything we wanted. Texas has one of the toughest liquor laws in the country, where you cannot bring your booze in. They let us do it. We brought it in the back door, and we didn't have stickers on it because we bought it at the Class 6 store at the Naval Air Station, Fort Worth. So you gotta take all that into consideration. And then you brought up about these extra rooms that we get. That's part, the hotel's got to stay in business tomorrow, and that's part of the whole, part of the big picture, and the free breakfast and things like that. So I'm just reminding everybody that just because you want to go to a place like New Orleans, you got to remember you're really putting a lot of pressure on your board and the chairman to pull it off and make it go.
Not to take money out of the 50-50 tonight, okay? But to tie on what he's saying, our group is so small, we didn't get the comp rooms we normally raffle off at dinner, okay? Because of the size of the group, we lost those. We had to meet that point to get them, and we didn't. And if you're asking, no, I did not get a comp room. So. And it wouldn't have been the first one.
I never got one in all the years.
Okay, San Diego's in, and let's hear what you want to do for the mid-country for 2021.
San Antonio.
San Antonio?
That's a good place. I go with Chicago. It's a great.
I think Chicago is out because it is just so bloody expensive.
Well, yeah, they're killing a lot of people there.
There is that, and I can't carry my gun in Chicago, so.
I grew up around there.
Hospitality business in Chicago is.
The only other place I suggest
You end up
is
having to have.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville's up and coming with conventions and things like that. It's a great
Nashville was
place.
brought up by
I mean, unless you go to DuPage County and then.
Right, yeah.
Nashville,
Nashville wasn't looked on favorably by the Armed Forces Marine Corps.
Is that right?
And first consideration is what she was talking to us was our size, okay? I mean, I have a list of about 20 cities for our size, 75 rooms or less. Yeah.
What do you consider Pensacola, east or mid?
east.
East. I mean, you disagree? I mean,
Well, I was just nine.
Have you looked at a map lately?
okay, we got a motion. You have a motion for San Antonio? Okay, all in favor of San Antonio for 2021?
I know.
All opposed?
I'm going with Will.
Okay. Is there any new business anybody wants to bring up? Sir?
We're gonna have military planners do it again?
We haven't had military planners since we left New Orleans. Armed Forces reunions.
Armed Forces, whatever they do, please not let them do jarhead things.
Well, the Marine
We ain't jarheads.
We ain't sorry.
This is a benefit to us that we were co-located.
Oh, you mean like the Marine Corps tour?
Yeah. I don't mind jarheads in there, but when you give something for me to go with my compadres to do, and it's the jarhead barracks, or it's the jarhead parade, we ain't jarheads. There's a lot of other things we could have done in this city. I would just as well have gone to the zoo and played with the pandas.
They don't let you in their box.
That's what we did.
Well, I've been known to fall in bear business.
Little kid.
The point is, let's do Navy things or something else that's not Marine Corps.
Well, you know, in San Diego, you're pretty safe. It's a Navy town.
Well,
It's-
yeah.
I don't know, you still be a Marines.
No, it's a Navy town.
And that's my biggest business. I almost didn't come this year because of that.
We didn't have to go to it.
We talked about that in the board meeting, and, we've already chastised ourselves, so to speak.
The other problem was, we canceled because we didn't have enough.
Yeah, Martin, I heard that.
I went on a trip with them to a Marine or Jarhead thing, and I was very impressed with what I went with, but I got to go. Okay, yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to really go to a special place, it's the Naval Historical Museum. That's over
Yeah,
here at
we
the
could've
Navy
done
Yard.
that.
It's free. It's fantastic. So if you have extra time, you
What
guys
is
should
it?
go over there.
Navy Yard.
Navy Yard.
You gotta get through security. If you don't have a current military ID, it takes about an hour to get through.
I got one.
Anything else?
Well, it's water over the dam now.
Okay,
Good point, right?
okay, go ahead.
Listen, fellas, I see that somebody is wearing these hats that drove me crazy to get. Really, they did, because a friend of mine's a manufacturer of them. And if you see these hats that some of you are wearing, you look at the American Legion, it cost about $15 a hat, plus shipping. I got them for $2.
Yes, thank you.
Now, here's where I'm going with this. I bought hats for 150 people. We only have about 100 here. So if anyone wants an extra hat, because I'm not taking them back to Florida. Wherever I'm sitting tonight at the dinner, now don't bother me when we're eating, please. Wherever I'm sitting tonight at dinner, just come on over and say, hey Sid, I need a hat. If you're retired, take the retired hats, because we have more of them than anything else. Let's get rid of these hats.
Mike, I guess I do have a couple of things.
I need a return.
So,
Variety of them. Variety.
don't forget, if you guys don't already know, there's the website. I'll put up the list of the attendees for this one. Check your emails in about a month, 3 weeks to a month. I'm going to send out a survey, what you liked, what you didn't like. Hopefully it'll go out to people why they didn't show up. There's a Facebook group. There's a Facebook page that gets notifications from the main website. If there's something technology related you've seen with one of your other reunion groups that you think we should have, let me know. I'm on Facebook. My name's all over I'm Chad Durrington. My name's all over the website. Let me know and I'll try to add it in. And then if you see other groups that are getting guys my age and younger, how they're doing it, because everybody's struggling to get the 30-somethings and below. The VFW, the American Legion, everybody's struggling to get guys like that. So we need more new blood.
Do we let the squadron know when our reunions are happening?
Yeah, we brought that one up too, and we do try to, but remember, they're rotating every 3 to 4 years.
No, and All Hands, in the All Hands magazine, that the ones that are still on active duty, they publish on the back.
Yeah, it was published there.
Yeah.
Was there? Okay, good.
Yeah, we're doing that, and now that they're closer to us, try to get the guys who live in the Seattle area to go over there more often to keep us alive as they're coming out of the squadron.
Get a cross-country trip to wherever we're doing the reunion.
Yeah, I know, in 01, they brought the Charlie model. That's cool. Yeah.
There was one time they gave them lifetime membership if they signed up, right? If they were active duty and signed up.
No, we need to discuss where. We need to discuss when, don't we? Or should we?
You have to negotiate with the hotel first, I would imagine.
That was why we got this period here, was because of the timeliness and the hotel rates in the DC area. But Kathy brings up a point. What time of the year do you want to go to San Diego?
I was just gonna ask you that, previously, then most of the time has been like September and October, right? What's the comparison in that of attendance in those time periods versus August.
Well, you can talk to the hotel. I know in like October works because kids are back in school and they have a lull, and that can't work.
There's a lot of variables. I know that from the Norfolk area where I used to be, between Memorial Day and Labor Day, the hotel rates are up.
Yeah.
But after Labor Day, the schools open because the kids were working at Williamsburg and Kings Dominion and all that. So the schools start after Labor Day. I started teaching at school in August with the college students started earlier. But that's one factor. So the issue was brought up, how many of the younger people were trying to encourage join us, have kids that are going to be in school when we want to do this, when all of you guys can get your batteries recharged and do something in September.
But that didn't help us this year.
No, it didn't.
And the other thing, my personal one would be, I'd like to see it when it's not reunion season. So the end of August to about the middle of October is reunion season. Everybody has their reunions. So you guys got to see, I was only in VP-4 when I was in the Navy. So, well, I was in VP-17 for 2 weeks, but that doesn't count. But, so you've got reunions you got shipmates in other squadrons, on other ships that you want to go to. If we do ours when they're not doing them.
Better chance.
Yeah.
Spring? April, May?
That's a good time, and then the fall is also.
Yeah, San Diego's
San
fine.
So San Diego, early spring or fall, San Diego? Fall. It was the fall. Anything else new business? I have one, yes.
Oh, I was just going to tell everybody, for those of you, and we're all veterans, the Armed Forces Vacation Club is available, I think, to veterans, and I know it's available to retirees, but it's a timeshare program where you go online, and if you go online, you register, you get on their email list especially, and they will tell you when there's benefits going on or whether you can buy a 2-for-1 deal. But Armed Forces Vacation Club is part of a timeshare. Condos, you get a week for, I think it's $3.99 now.
Wow.
And I tell you, the condos are not the brand new ones. But what we're doing is, what they do is they fill us, they make it available to us during certain times when it's slow for them, so we're filling in a spot. There's a bunch of us retirees out of Texas that go to, and it's in southern Colorado. It's called Pagosa Springs, and it's a great place. It's always available. I mean, every time we decided to go, and we take a crew with us, and everybody gets their own condo, and they're 1-bedroom condos complete. I mean, just like a 1-bedroom apartment. You got it for a week for $3.99. So, a lot of people don't know about the Armed Forces Vacation Club. It's afvc.com. Go on it, review it, see if it's something of interest to you. Some of them are really in great shape, some of them are marginal. And I just caution you to be sure and read the reviews, because I know all of our group leaves a review if it's good, bad, or different. But it's a hell of a benefit that's available to us, and it's all over the world. I mean, it's not just the United States. Like they were pushing Orlando 2 weeks ago. I mean, they had like 10 places in Orlando. They've got pictures and everything else, so you can get an idea of what it looks like. We got a bad one in Daytona Beach, but you know, it's so close to the ocean. We were right on the ocean. and the sliding glass door, you know, it took 2 hands to open it because, but they were remodeling the whole place, so. They go, it's probably in good shape now, but you get right, you can get right on the water, or wherever you want to go, but it's available. Okay, that's all. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You said in the fall, and you know, that's great. Can you narrow that down anyway, or?
I don't think until we talk to the reunion planning company,
Okay.
pinch it yet.
Middle of September.
But why don't you get a feeling from everybody, how they feel about the fall right now? You don't have to be committed to it.
No. But I think, you know, you said earlier, in the past, we've had them later in the year, which I prefer, by the way, but, I'd say, mid to end September would be good. I've been to San Diego a few times, and I tell you, it's a great town. And, they got
I've been.
and the Midway Museum's there, and if nobody's ever been on a carrier, I did it 2 years ago for the first time, and God, was I impressed. But I could not have stayed in the Navy on a carrier.
Well, I did 28 years in the Navy, and I did 15 days and 10 hours underway. And that was on 4 different vessels. I can tell you the 10 hours was on the Snook because we took half their crew in our airplane. That's when I flew with Bob Zafran. We'd come off a flight, so we could volunteer. We could ride the Snook. We took their crew in our plane. We ate lunch. Half the air handling system was down, and they were cooking fried chicken that day, so it sucked. My eyes burned all day long. Message he sent me out to a frigate during an exercise because the frigate was a tailboat. It was a prototype, and we had to tell them what the P3 was doing, and so they could correlate and tie their stuff together. And then I rode the Nimitz in my last tour from Bremerton to San Diego. And then they flew me out to the Lincoln to work on it for 5 days. So I got a cat in a trap. All of those I was drawing per diem.
Yes.
So my naval career was really nasty. And those Marines had more sea time than I did.
Do we have a volunteer to be chairman for the next review?
Oh, we need bodies.
Actually, my precursor when we started, we would like more involvement on the board, okay? And I will say this publicly right now. I will not blow off being chair if I get a new volunteer to come to the board, okay? I've learned enough to, I think I'd probably get the next one going a little bit better, but the recommendation was late September, the last half of September in 2019. You all good with that?
Yeah.
Anybody not good with that? Plan your own. So if anybody would like to get involved and just work with the board, I'm gonna, like I said, I'll be drafting the bylaws for the organization, and we will be voting on that in San Diego. And we will start looking at probably a block of 70 right now, I'd say, for a precursor for hotels in San Antonio. And I guess we could probably plan on the same time of year, last half of September again.
Yeah. You don't want to go to
What's
the
the weather
Texas
like
in the
there?
What's that?
Really hot.
Hot.
Is it summer? Hot.
You don't want to go there in July.
San Antonio, you might want to think about later in the year.
Even into October?
Early January or November, December. No? I used to live in that area. It doesn't get that cold.
Any other new business?
Who's gonna stand up and help join the board and help run this thing?
Anybody else want to join the board?
Jerry.
Oh, y'all remember the acronym now, don't you? Never again volunteer yourself?
Don't forget to tell them the pay of the board, then you'll.
Yes, you actually do get paid as long as you have receipts.
Entertain a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Before you close the meeting, I'd like to get something straight. Larry Hames is 1 year older than me.
better looking.
Got the same birthday. Got the same
Well,
birthday.
lucky we didn't
September
put
30th.
money on that one, couldn't we?
I thank you much. See you at dinner.
All right.